I have a friend over today, my first friend to visit the house, and today is a difficult day, chronic fatigue wise. I'm in the hangry state, that thing I called hanger for a long time. I'm irritable. I feel like there's all the alarms going off, like my body is just screaming that there's something, and I need to solve it, fix it, whatever it is. And the barn door in the living room here, it got stuck, and when the kids were trying to open it, it fell off. My daughter fell straight forward, and she wasn't injured, but she fell forward and kind of hit the floor with the door. And that is the setup for this series to be about, a few things. Number one, I didn't yell at my kids because I employed a technique that I've been using to try to get myself out of my yelling patterns. Number one, I made it a principle that we do not yell at or punish our kids in any way, corporally or emotionally, if they make mistakes. And so I started just saying out loud, the door has fallen. It was a mistake. I don't yell about mistakes. These are the actual words I'm saying. I'm talking as much to myself as I am talking to my daughter. I'm talking to my inner child. We don't yell. We don't yell when it feels hard. I started to cry because when the door fell, I was already in a really wound up physical and mental state from the chronic fatigue stuff, from not resting enough and not being able to catch up. And I went and sat on the love sack, and my friend came and sat next to me and rubbed my back in circles and encouraged me to cry. And that those two things, holding the space, holding the physical space, and giving physical touch that doesn't require any response. Parker Palmer talks about this in his book, A Hidden Wholeness, during a time when he was very, very depressed, and a friend came over and just rubbed his feet. Didn't even expect Parker to respond to him, and didn't even expect Parker to respond to him conversationally, physically. It was just pure giving and receiving, which is what that moment felt like. And part of the way that this came about is that I told my friend directly that I want to make an effort to shift my relationships to be less about recreation and more about true communion. And in order for those things to happen, we need to be able to be in each other's lives. We need to know and understand that being present for the messiness and working through the messiness together is how we draw closer and really feel that support. And I want to make this shift with all of my friendships. If you're in my life and you're hearing this, I'm really talking about more of IRL friendships, and specifically the kind where we would be in each other's private spaces. I feel like I'm quite good at like opening up and connecting very intimately through conversation. But I have fallen into the trap, not because I'm worried about being judged or what other people think of me, but fallen into the trap of I can commune, I can be with others when when I've crossed off all these things and made myself into a different version of myself, then I get to have the thing I want. And it's sort of, my theory is that I need to get a bunch of trauma, small t trauma, out of my body. And it's amazing how once I started to see that, opportunities have started to present themselves for me to make the kinds of shifts I want to make in my life in order to have the kind of life I want to have. But the work came first. It's annoying. It sounds like a cult, doesn't it? To have all these people who are constantly talking about it, and now the culture has shifted to have a word or a phrase, the work. It's so nice and broad that I think this is probably going to stick around, and there's going to just be a whole bunch of people around you who are talking about the work, and it's going to sound like a super annoying cult. But the reason we all want to spread it around is because it is a slow process, and I am just at the beginning. But this feels so much better. I didn't face this day alone, and I didn't keep my friend out of it. I not only welcomed her in, I named the intention, and we share that intention. That's the beautiful part. If you are in my IRL life and you want to make this shift with me, and you want to declare the intention and have that conversation, oh my goodness, reach out, DM me, text me, whatever. I want to talk about this with you too. And I know there was one more. Maybe it's that she brought Halloween decorations. What a great way to fill the space. Or maybe it was that we are doing what I am calling a relationship summit this weekend. I found childcare, and we are going away for 2 nights to spend 1 full day in nature, disconnected from cell phones, from the internet, disconnected from everything except each other and ourselves, to try to have the kind of space and state that lead to reflection and connection, so that, because we both crave a shift. It's not just me who's feeling this. We really want to make these big shifts and these big changes and move away from where we think we were going before.